Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Tabletop Simulator with Connecting Flights. We played Connecting Flights competitive mode last week. This week we're going to be playing Connecting Flights cooperative mode, which is going to be very, very intriguing. So, before we get started, I hope you were able to catch last week's video. If you weren't, I'm going to very quickly explain how flights work in the game. Flights work because you need 4 cards for a successful flight. You need a destination, a beginning airport, an airplane, and a passenger. Passengers only want to go to specific continents, and only certain planes can go to certain airports and things of that nature. So, what are we doing in the cooperative version? In the cooperative version, we will have a series of passengers looking to get various places in the world, and our job is to get them there. So, the first part of setup is we're going to go ahead and do 3 high passenger demands. So we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, and 1. And this will tell us where our starting passengers are, and that'll inform how we do the rest of the setup. So, we're going to flip over. Oh, by the way, Rafa Dawid is both. Is it Dawid or Dawid? Give me just a moment here. I don't want to use the incorrect name. It's Rafa Dawid. Sorry about that. And it's published by Bazite Games. So you can see right there, Rafa Dawid, and it's Bazite Games are the publishers of this particular game. I meant to say that at the beginning of the competitive video, and I just forgot about it, so I apologize about that. The cooperative mode is only playable 1 to 3. And I think it's because it would just be too easy with 4 players. I genuinely think the game would be way too easy with 4 players. But let's get set up with the initial setup, and then we'll talk about what comes next. So, we go left to right. We have a passenger in Mexico City who wants to go to Europe. We have a passenger in Buenos Aires who wants to go to Africa. We have a passenger in London who'd like to go to Asia. Now, please note, I'm not saying they have to go anywhere specific. These are such wonderful tourists that John Bull London here is cool to go anywhere in Asia. He wants to take his chances. Maybe it's Tokyo, maybe it's Bangkok, maybe it's Bali, or Dubai, or Mumbai. Wherever. He's happy to go anywhere as long as he goes somewhere on that continent. Then we get to remove him from the board. And lastly, we have Sydney to South America. That's going to be a purple. Okay, next cards. We have Vancouver to Asia. We have Rio de Janeiro to North America. We have London to South America. We have Bali to Africa. And last but certainly not least, we have Auckland to Europe. Finally, last set, we have New York to Africa. We have Buenos Aires to Oceania. We have London to Asia. Again, really? That's what it says. We have Johannesburg to Europe. And we have Tokyo to South America. Okay, so these are the initial passengers we have. In order to win the game, we must have all the passengers off the board. They've all gone where they're wanting to go. We have 10 rounds to accomplish this. We're not going to do it the first round. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It's not going to happen. But it might happen in a later term. We'll have to see what happens. So, The next thing that happens is we get to go ahead and choose our first flight. And unlike the competitive mode, we get it for free. Now, I don't know about you, so let's talk a couple things through here. 3-star airports are the ones most likely to be drawn, and they can support any number of passengers. You may be asking yourself, well, how do you know how many passengers you can take? Well, it depends on the size of your airplane and the quality of the passenger. Now, in this game, it's only 1 and 2-star passengers. There are no 3-star passengers. So, you could take a 2-star and a 1-star, or you could take 3 1-stars on one airplane. And provided it's a 3-star airplane. All other aspects of a valid flight must be met. So that means the departure airport, the flight you're leaving from, it doesn't matter what star level it is. Totally irrelevant. No, actually, it does matter because I don't think a 3-star airplane can take off from a 1-star airport. What's the flight that doesn't matter? Yes, you can take off from any airport. That's what I thought. Okay. So we then need a plane that matches the destination, and then each star on the airplane is how many passengers you can put into it. So we're going to go big to start out the game. The manual even recommends to you, in the competitive mode, or cooperative mode rather, that you should take a 3-star airplane and 2 3-star airports. And a 1-star passenger. So we have a pretty obvious choice here at the beginning of the game, which would be London to Tokyo and an Asian passenger. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to overthink it. So we're going to take London. Where is Europa? Here it is. Hi, London. We're going to take ourselves the 1-star Asian passenger and a 3-star aeroplane. We are granted a level 4 fuel truck to start the game, which is very kind of the game. And then we're going to take Tokyo. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't see Tokyo. Probably because I'm blind. Alright, that is all for free. Now I take the remaining passengers and the remaining airplanes, and we're going to go ahead and put them into draw piles. Game, please. Oh, it didn't flip for whatever reason. That's why it's not accepting it. Okay. So how is this game different from the competitive mode? Well, for one thing, we're not competing. But most importantly, perhaps, we are not auctioning anything off. Instead, we will have 6 items we can buy from. We're playing the solo version of the game, but it's the same thing in a 2-player game. But yeah, you can purchase them as many as you want to, provided you have the money. We start thinking with $100. And we'll get $45 at the end of every turn. However, there are 2 possible penalties in the solo game. If any airport has 4 or more passengers, we lose $5. If any full set of passengers is out on the board at the same time, we lose 10. So we're really going to want to do our best to be efficient here. Alright. There's also scenarios. You can have like a little campaign game if you want to. I'm not playing with that. I'm going to play the easy version of the game as well. And my test game made a pretty huge rules goof. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but it doesn't matter. We need to be efficient and get people off to their destination. So, the first phase of the cooperative game is the marketplace. We're going to put out 4 passengers and 2 airplanes. And 2 airplanes, and there we go. Alright. Now, at any point, we can buy any airport we want, and we can always buy landing rights. Unlike in the cooperative or competitive game, rather, we can only ever buy one landing right a turn. You can actually buy all of them in one turn if you want to. So, looking over here, we've got a lot of people wanting to go to Europe, a lot wanting to go to Africa, and a lot wanting to go to South America. And Asia. So, let's see here. If we started this with Vancouver to London, we could get 3 people off the board. Or we could buy New York, and get Vancouver and New York to London, but I don't think that really helps us as much. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and buy Vancouver. It is a 1-star airport, so it's going to cost you $20. It's down to 80. We want to buy 3-star planes in the early game, or we could buy a 2-star electric plane. That means I don't have to buy a fuel tank, because otherwise it could cost me 45 or 50 rather to get a 3-star airplane and a 3-star thing. And I don't need a 3-star a 3 or 2-star flight at this time. I'm going to go ahead and take the fancy electric plane. So that's one less thing I got to worry about. And then we need someone who wants to go to Europe. Ooh, plus I could use... Oh, that would be beautiful. We're going to do that. We do have a European passenger. We have a 1-star. Note that all passengers cost $10. Doesn't matter how many stars they are. They're all $10. So I've got to subtract another 50. That leaves you with 30. Now you may be asking yourself, but Avi, how are you going to get this guy from Mexico City to Vancouver? Good news. I have an ability called charter flights, where you can fly anywhere to anywhere on the same continent without paying anything. You just pay a small fee, and you don't have to worry about anything else. That's really good. So this is going to take care of 1 Europe and 3 Asian. But it leaves us with a bunch of South America and a bunch of Africa. So, is there any better choice? Does anyone from Asia want to go to South America or Africa? You want to go from Bali to Africa. Oh, sorry, I should have refilled. That'd cost me 30 just to buy the airplane and the truck. I don't think it's worth it. I think we take the risk, because they're only going to draw 1 card from the departures and 1 from the low passenger demand. I think we'll be fine. I think we're just going to keep the rest of our money and spend it a little bit later on. So done with the marketplace phase. Now, I get to presume my flights. So first things first, I'm going to spend $1. Down to 29, and we're going to take a charter flight from Mexico City to Vancouver. Then we take Johnny Europe and Jane Asia from Vancouver to London. And London person got what they wanted. They get to go to London. And then we take everyone from London and send them off to Asia, to Tokyo specifically. And just like that, we have 4 people off the board already. A very, very efficient first turn. And that's what the name of this game is. It's about efficiency. It's about getting as many people in one flight as you humanly possibly can. While saving money to use it when you need a big action. Because they're early off in the game, there's not a lot of other obvious areas for efficiency here because everyone's kind of spread out. Africa is a very popular destination, but not a super popular, it's not very populated right now. We're about to figure out who is going to be going there. Note you don't remove everyone from here. This all stays here until you spend $2 to get rid of everything. So, new passenger demand in rounds 1 through 3. we're going to do low. So we have LA to South America. We have Santiago to Oceania. Okay, that might be our next big move here. This is getting awfully full. And last but certainly not least, we have Cairo to Asia. So Africa to Asia. Alright, I then earn my money. I earn my 45 bucks to take me up to 74. I don't get penalized. No airport has 4 people, and none of these are gone. And this last one never counts because there's only one player. Then we move the charter flights back, and we move up the round indicator, like so. And then we play the next round. So, Oceania is getting to be a big problem here. It's getting to be quite big. And I do have a 1-star passenger for Oceania. So I think the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend $10 to buy him as a passenger. That's 64. So, I could do a charter flight from Santiago to Buenos Aires, for example, and then we could go from Buenos Aires to, say, Sydney. That's a decently strong opening play. It would require me to get either landing rights in Sydney or an airport in Sydney. I'm not going to use these optional markers. I can remember pretty easily which ones I've got. So I'm going to go ahead and buy Buenos Aires for 20 wing wangs. Down to 44. Now, at some point I am going to want another airplane. But one of the trickiest parts about cooperative mode is knowing when to buy that airplane. Now, keep in mind, our pals in Buenos Aires, this can only service... Oh, sorry, we can only land... No, if we do Sydney, we can land any plane there. I'm going to go ahead and buy landing rights to Sydney. Just landing rights, not the airport. Maybe later on we'll end up buying the airport, but for right now, just landing rights. Down to 39. So we now have enough to take 2 passengers to Oceania, which is wonderful. I could begin with London to South America, to Buenos Aires, and then take everyone else. That would be fairly efficient. Let's get our flight arranged, and then we can go from there. So the first step would be London to Buenos Aires. So we're going to take the fancy airplane. No, the fancy airplane won't land there. But this one will. And then we take the passenger to... Oh, I have a passenger to South America. Is there one out here? Okay, change of plans. Africa's also got a fair few. Is there an easy flight for Africa? Yes, there's Bali. So I could do Bali to Tokyo. And then maybe take 2 people to, say, Nairobi. So let's go ahead and buy Nairobi. I've got so many South Americans, though. No, I think I will just buy the landing rights in Nairobi for now. Until there's an obvious hub, I don't really feel like spending a bunch of money on an airport yet. So we're going to bid landing rights for Nairobi. That's another 5. And let's start planning out the route we have now and then determine what we might want to buy for the future here. Okay, so step 1 is going to be Buenos Aires to Sydney. That's going to require So we're going to begin with your mom. No, I'm joking. We're not going to begin with your mom. We're going to begin with Buenos Aires. Where's Buenos Aires? Where did you go? There you are. Okay, Buenos Aires, step 1. We need... we're only taking... Or does it make sense to take 3? No, it only makes sense to take 2. So we're only going to take 2. So I'm going to take the electric plane. I'm going to take the passenger that wants to go to Oceania. And we're going to slap the Sydney landing rights at the end of it. This is a valid flight. Gets rid of 2 people. The next flight I would like to make is I want to get some Africa people off the board. And I have landing rights to Nairobi. So the question becomes, where do we want to go from? Do I have an Africa passenger? I do not. And, oh, but there's an Africa passenger here. Great. So we're going to spend $10 for that. Okay. So the question is... Can we do... No, because I don't have a South American passenger, unless I draw one here, which I don't. Okay. So, is there any way to get a few people into Africa? I've got 24 left. That's not the 25 I need for Bali, though. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. We could theoretically, if I can get from Vancouver to Tokyo, get Bali to Tokyo, then we could fly to Nairobi out of Tokyo. The thing is, I don't have enough planes. I've only got one more plane, so it doesn't make a huge amount of sense to go too crazy. So let's do Vancouver to Nairobi. Got the big old 3-star airplane. We got my African passenger. We got my Nairobi landing rights. This is going to take care of 3 people. I could do London to Tokyo if I had an airplane. But no one from London wants to go to Tokyo. So the question now becomes, well, how do I spend my last $24? I'm $1 short of buying this 3-star airplane. So I think I'm going to wait unless I spend $20 now to get a 3-star fuel truck. That's not terrible, actually. Let's do that. Let's spend $20 right now to get a 3-star fuel truck, and then we'll buy an airplane next turn. Done. Alright, I spent all the money I'm going to spend. Now we fly, so we can start with charter flights. First things first, you'll want to get from Santiago to Buenos Aires, so we're going to spend $1 for that. And then we're doing Vancouver to Africa, so we're going to spend another $3, so that's going to be 4 total. Which is exactly how much money I have. I did not plan that. Okay, so charter flights are done. I am not going to take this last passenger there. I actually can't anyway because I don't have the room. So you both fly to Sydney, and you're very happy. You get to go to Australia. Australia seems pretty dope, I gotta say. Are you standing on your head? You are not. Good. And then we're going to do Vancouver to Nairobi, thanks to our landing rights. That uses the Africa burden. And we're now done flying. So now we're going to put out 2 new passenger cards. We have Warsaw to South America. We have Johannesburg to Europe. Damn. And then we have Sydney to North America. Okay. Alright. I now earn my $45. But I don't get all of it. I only get 35. Because unfortunately there's too many South Americans who want to go places. And that's a problem. So I gotta deal with that later on. Next we advance the round and we reset the charter flights. Alright. So. First things first. This feels like a huge waste, but it's gotta be done. $2. We're gonna wipe all this shit. We must, in fact, take care of all this shit, because otherwise we can't possibly alleviate the biggest problem, which is all these people want to go to South America. Oh, thank you. You are truly a glorious and kind Dak, Mr. Dak. $10 to buy Mr. South America. That gets us down to 23. Alright. So which continent has the most people that want to go to South America? It's Europe. Oh, sorry. I should also return my airports here. I'm also going to buy Joburg, because then I can take YouTube to Europe. And that's going to be another thing I don't have to worry about. So we're going to do that. I'm going to spend... Joburg, I think, is 20, because I think it's a 2-star airport. It is... So that's 20 for Joburg. This also gives me an Africa destination for the future. So it's very smart. And let's build our flights. I will need to do one charter flight, but only one, so I'm not terribly... Oh, shit. I don't have a South America location. That's a problem. How much is a 2-star location in South America for landing rights? It's going to be 3. Which is how much money I have left, because I can't do a charter flight. You know what? I'm going to put Joburg back. It's not worth it. I need South America dealt with quite badly, so we will do this. Let me set this up and then let me think a minute about... So we're going to do South America. We're going from Europe to South America, so it's going to cost us 4 fuel anyway. I'm only taking 2 people, so I see no reason why I can't. Oh, I don't need landing rights for Santiago. I have Buenos Aires. I'm a potato. So then I will do what I plan to do, which is buy Joburg. You're probably screaming at your computer screen, and I wouldn't blame you if you were. Yeah, I'd already bought Buenos Aires, so I have nothing to worry about. Okay. So we're taking 2 people to Buenos Aires, and they're going to be a little picky. No, Joburg will be fine. Joburg to London will be fine. Let's also get that going here. I do have a European passenger, right? I do. Alright, so you're going to get the big jumbo jet. And you're going to London. London. And then you're going to be going to... I'm going to move you here. It's going to be... Then we do London to Buenos Aires. On the electric airplane. And you need a passenger that wants to go to South America. That's easily managed. Done. So I've got $3 left. One's got to go to a charter flight, so I'm just going to go ahead and go into the fly phase. I'm going to spend $1 edu. And I'm going to move you to London. Then London goes to Buenos Aires. No, just kidding. Joburg goes to London first. You come off the board, and then London goes to Buenos Aires. And that's it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people left on the board. And that's pretty good. Our goal is basically to tread water early on until I get enough money to... until I get enough infrastructure built up that we can start really shipping around lots of passengers. One second. There we go. So friends, that is the fly phase done. Now we pull out our last low passenger demand. Beginning here, we're going to be doing the high passenger demand. So we're going to get 4 people a turn instead of 3. Even 5 is possible. Alright, we're doing New York to Europe. We're doing Barcelona to North America. And we're doing Cairo to Asia. Well, that's convenient. I know one thing we're going to do next turn. We're going to do Cairo to Tokyo. If that means I have to buy Cairo Airport, I will. Alright. So that's super cool. That's what we're going to have next turn. We now earn our 45 coins. Up to 47. This resets. This goes on to turn 4. And no penalty this time. Although we're definitely going to want to try to get North America and South America, continue to get them sorted. Alright. Okay, Oceania to Buenos Aires, and then Buenos Aires to Vancouver. Does make some sense. And then takes care of our 2 biggest problem areas. So let's sort out the flights I know I want to make. First flight we're going to want to make is... I don't have any destinations in Oceania. Do I want to spend 25 on Sydney? I think I have to. Or do I have Sydney already? I almost always end up buying Sydney, but I guess in this game I didn't. Or maybe I did and I just got landing rights. That seems reasonable. That seems likely. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick up Oceania. Sydney for 25 winglangs. That gets us down to 22. So the first flight we're going to make is we're going to go Sydney to Buenos Aires. A 2-star airplane will be perfectly sufficient for that. We need our South American passenger. And we need Buenos Aires. Now here's our big issue though. You know what I don't have? I don't have anybody that wants to go. I don't have any passengers here that want to go to Africa. I could buy them for 10. That's only going to move 1 person. For now, that would be okay. But I think the better deal would be to go ahead and buy Cairo. And get our first African airport. Where are you, Cairo? Here you are. $20 for Cairo. Gets us down to 2. I can only do 1 charter flight. I think I need to do any charter flights this turn, though, which is what's great. So, we're wanting to do Cairo to Tokyo. So for that, we need Cairo, an airplane, a passenger that wants to go to Asia, and Tokyo. And that's going to take care of 3 people this turn and get us into a much better position to do North America next turn. A run from Buenos Aires to Vancouver. So that's what we're going to do this turn. I am going to do 1 charter flight, though. I am going to go ahead and take care of Rio to Buenos Aires right now. While it's only $1. Because, like, $1 is not really going to matter a huge amount, but this gets him to here. Alright, so then we do Sydney, then we do the fly face. So Sydney goes to Buenos Aires. And you return there. And then Asia goes to, Cairo goes to Tokyo. Oh my god. Game, please. There you go. Alright, so fly face is now done. We now pull out a high passenger demand. Yikes. And we get 5 passengers this time. Well, shit. LA to Europe. Hey, Buenos Aires to North America is fairly well timed, so I'm here for that. Oh no, I'm gonna get dinged. 5 of my bucks. Nairobi wants to go to South America. That's whatever. Mumbai wants to go to Oceania. And it was Tokyo to somewhere. Oh no, it was Auckland to Asia. Okay. Alright. Is it 4 or more passengers or more than 4 passengers? 4 or more passengers. So I get 45, hooray. But then I lose 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of Buenos Aires. The good news is that problem's about to vanish real quick, but it is a bit of a bummer. So we're going to have to deal with that. You both get deleted. You scoot over, and you scoot over the other way. Alright. So, we don't have any North American passengers. So first things first, as much as it sucks, I gotta spend $2 to wipe all this shit out. I hate wasting the money, but the fact is, if I don't get a North American 1-star passenger, we're just going to get hit with another penalty. And once again, the cards deliver. Such magnificent cards. I love you all. So we're going to spend $10 for that. That gets us down to 29. And then... So here's the thing. If I'm going to transfer 3 airports, 3 people, they have to go to a level 3 airport. So the question is whether we buy Los Angeles or whether we only buy landing rights to Los Angeles. And I want to buy another plane pretty badly. So let's buy... Nope, I'm not going to be able to afford a plane anyway unless I buy the 2-star plane. And maybe that's what I have to do. But then I'd also have to get another fuel truck. I already have another fuel truck. I took care of that part already. So let's go ahead and spend 15 of our 29, down to 14, to buy ourselves a 2-star airplane. And then I'm going to spend $5 dues to go to LA. Or New York, it doesn't really matter. But we'll pick New York or LA. Whichever one I see first. LA, you win. Congrats. So the first thing we're going to do before we decide to spend any other money or decide any other routes is we're going to get this route set up. So we're going to do Buenos Aires. Our fresh new North American passenger, he's going to get a jumbo jet because we like him. Remember, this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your departure airport is. It only matters what the landing airport is. And then we use the landing rights to LA. Okay, it's going to take care of 3 passengers, which is very helpful indeed. I could get 2 charter flights to do Vancouver to London. And I think I'd like that a lot. So then we want a passenger that wants to go to Europe. And we definitely want London, obviously, but we need Vancouver. And London. Okay. So I've got an airplane and I've got fuel. The question is, who can we send and where? There's no one in Johannesburg. There is someone in Tokyo. Which means we could do... Potentially. I need to figure out... I could do Africa to South America, because it's west. Or I could do Oceania to Tokyo. I have to buy another charter flight, though. We're already buying 2 charter flights to go from New York to LA, to go from New York and LA to Vancouver. Vancouver to there, there to there. So I need so I would need. No, this would cost me 3 fuel. No, it wouldn't cost me 4. It would cost me 4. Damn it. I could do Asia to Sydney, though. I think we're going to do that. I think that's relatively easier. I do have an Asian passenger. I know I do. There we go. So I got an Asian passenger starting in Sydney. A 2-star airplane. You won't fly into Tokyo, though. Because... Oh, no, yes, you can. You can. Right? Like, a 2-star airplane can definitely fly into a 3-star airport. I feel pretty strongly about that. I'm going to check anyway, because I think it's what I messed up last time. Let me see here. Let's see here. Yes, because a 1-star plane can land at a 3-star landing right, so yes. It has to be at least 2, but it could be 3. So flying him to Tokyo is no big. And Oceania to Tokyo is north. There's even a little reminder here on the cards here. Oceania to Asia is only 2 fuel, so that's going to be perfect. And then we don't have a plane, so we can't really do anything else. Alright. So now we gonna fly. So first things first, we're gonna spend $4. And we're gonna go New York to Vancouver and LA to Vancouver. Drops us down to 5. Next, we're gonna do Buenos Aires to LA. That's all 3 of you removed from the board. That's a big brain play right there. Next we have Vancouver to Europe. So you both go to London. And lastly, we have Sydney to Tokyo, which is going to cost me the rest of my money for the last flight. That's fine. So we're going to go boop first, and then boop, and then boop. Excellent. That is all of our flights done. We're relatively okay for a lot of these. South America is still a big issue, though, and there's not really an efficient way to deal with South America right now. It's something we're going to have to address next turn. So you get new passengers. Come on, only be a 4-passenger card. God damn it, game. Vancouver to South America. That's semi-convenient, I guess. Because then I can just move you to Vancouver and send you to Buenos Aires. Rio to Asia. Moscow to Oceania. Nairobi to North America. And Bangkok to Africa. Okay. I get my full $45 though. There's no airport that has 4 people at it. Awesome. Then this advances to turn 6, and this goes backward. Okay. Oh, landing rights also get returned. You can go there. So, planning before we start any purchasing. Vancouver to Buenos Aires is going to happen. So we're going to go ahead and grab Vancouver. We're going to use the electric plane. Why not? We're going to find our South American passenger. And we're going to go to Buenos Aires. Which is right here. Alright, so this flight is done. That's going to get rid of 2 passengers. Take you from LA to Vancouver. Easy peasy. Next, we're going to want to do Tokyo to somewhere in South America. Or, sorry, remember Tokyo to Africa. And unfortunately, that's a Southwest move. That means we need a level 4 fuel tank for that. But that's okay. I have one. So let's get Tokyo. And our passenger that wants to go to Africa. And let's get ourselves... where is Joburg? Here it is. Okay. That's 4 people off the board, which is very, very good, obviously. I could do London to Vancouver with my final airplane, and I think I will. London to Vancouver gets rid of this blue guy here. Where is London? London. Where's my North American passenger? You only get a 2-star plane, but that's fine. Because that's all you need. There we go. So all this can be done with what I have right now. Oh, I bought Cairo too. That's right. I have 2 African airports. So, what I have left now is I have a passenger for Europe, I have Oceania and Asia, so I've got Sydney and Cairo. The problem is the only person in Oceania that wants to go anywhere wants to go to Europe. And I do have a European passenger, so it's a matter of buying an airplane and getting and just adding it to the beginning of my London route. I mean, I could just buy an electric airplane. How many charter flights am I going to need? I'm going to need 2 here to go to Tokyo. I'm going to need 1 there. That's going to cost me $9. I'm going to need 1 there. That's going to cost me 9 and 7 is 16. So I can only spend $29. You want 29? Isn't? It isn't 30. So I think maybe this is a good turn to save money. Or, you know what? I don't take that 3rd charter flight. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and spend $30 on this unlimited range 1-star. It's basically a way that I can always send somebody somewhere. No one from Buenos Aires wants to go to Africa. I do have another African airport, but I don't have another African passenger. Tokyo wants to go to Buenos Aires. I cannot make that happen, though. You've either got to start in Cairo or start in Sydney, and there's nobody in either city. So I think maybe we just buy this airplane for the future. So we can be prepared for the future. So I'm going to need to buy... Oh, hang on. No one's using any of these cards or this airplane. Does anyone in Oceania want to go to North America? They do. Unfortunately... I'd have to spend money, which is not great because that's 1 charter flight. That's 2 charter flights. So I'm only gonna do 3 charter flights. That's gonna run me $9. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it, and we'll worry about the rest of this another turn. Because the problem is I just don't have people in the right place right now. So we're going to do, you go to Vancouver for the 1st charter flight, and then y'all fly to Buenos Aires. You both take charters to Tokyo, and then fly to somewhere. Joburg. So now you're off the board as well. That's not the most efficient of turns, but it's a pretty good one. And I've got enough planes now where I can start affording to make some single flights if people are in the right places. So I feel pretty great about that. That is the fly phase completed. Next we do new passengers for the next turn. Just kidding. I can't do that. That's the low passenger demand. I need high passenger demand. As much as I don't want it, I have it. Santiago to Europe. Barcelona to Africa. Really, Barcelona. Nairobi to Oceania. Tokyo to North America, that's easily done. And Sydney to Asia. That's fairly easily done. I get my full money. Barely. Because the most in any airport is in Nairobi, so that's going to get me up to 51. Landing rights, I didn't take any this time. This resets, and this resets to the next turn. This will be my last turn of high demand at the end of this turn, so I have at least some good news coming. Alright. So, let's try to get the easy stuff done. Oceania to Asia is a walk in the park. That's very easily accomplished, so let's do that first. Ooh, charter flight from Sydney to Auckland, or Auckland to Sydney rather, and then take all of you to Buenos Aires, and then take the yellows up to Vancouver. That seems wonderful. Alright, so first things first, we're going to do Sydney. And we need a plane that can carry 2 passengers. We'll take the electric plane for now. And we need passengers for Tokyo. That means Asia, and that means Tokyo. That's leg 1 of my journey done. Then we do Tokyo to Buenos Aires. This is going straight west. It's only going to need a level 3 fuel tank, so that's all we're going to spend. And we will use, again, a 2-star airplane. And do you want to go to South America and Buenos Aires? Then Buenos Aires will then have 2 people for Europe. So that means, oh, it's only going to be 2 people. Okay. I'll still use the big plane for it though. Just kidding. Why didn't I put Buenos Aires there? I did. It just got buried for some weird reason. That's weird. Anyway. Buenos Aires. European passenger. To London. Okay. So this leaves me with the following airports. 3 passengers and a 1-star plane. What can I do with this? I could do Africa to Vancouver. That doesn't get us much. North America is actually empty right now. I have 2 African airports and the North American airport, and nobody wants to go to either place. So that's not ideal. I could just buy European landing rights, but I don't have another European passenger. Oh, I could get one, though. I kind of feel like this would be a better turn to buy an airport, though. So... I could do Barcelona to Vancouver. And Barcelona does have 2 people in it. So I think Barcelona does make some sense for another airport to buy. Barcelona. So we just do a simple little flight. You can both get deleted. You can get scooted. To Vancouver. Easy choice. That's gonna run me $20. I don't think I buy anything else. I think I save my money for the next turn when I might want to buy like another airplane. Maybe even this last electric airplane. That'd be pretty dope. But this is what we're looking at. I'm done buying. Let's fly now. So, first we do Sydney to Tokyo. That begins with a $1 charter flight. Let me reduce this by 1. And you both go from Sydney to Tokyo, which removes this gentleman from the board. Or this individual from the board, rather. Then we're going to do... Why are we doing Tokyo to South America? Wait, what? Oh, because I'm taking everybody. I am taking everybody. Which means I need the 3-star jet here. Oh, which creates a new problem. You won't land at a 2-star... This plane can't go to a 2-star airport because it can't support it. You're going to force me to buy Rio, aren't you? I think you are. Damn it, game. Damn it. Alright, so you're going to go to Rio and not to Buenos Aires. And then you go from Rio to London. Rio to London would cost 4 fuel, though. Oceania to Asia doesn't need the big fancy airplane. The electric airplane. It can use the fueled airplane. Right? Yeah. It can do this, and then this goes here. Whatever. Yep, and then the electric airplane can be the one that takes us to London. That's fine. Okay. Because Oceania to Asia is actually only 2 fuel, so a 3-fuel truck is more than sufficient. Okay. Now I promise we're actually done. Okay. So we're doing Sydney to Tokyo. Then we're taking everyone to South America. And I do have a 3-star airplane leaving Tokyo. And they're going to Rio. And you get removed from the board. Then you two from... Oh! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Shit. I'm being suboptimal, but whatever. I could actually have sent 3 people from Europe to London, but that's not happening. Or 3 people from South America to London, but that's fine. You both go there, and then you are getting someone from Barcelona to Vancouver, so you get removed. And cool. So North America is totally clear, as is Oceania, as is most of Asia. So we're actually in a pretty strong position entering into the game's final phase, which is going to be, this is our last high demand, and then we just get low demand for the rest of the game. So hopefully we'll get lucky this time around. Alright, so we do new passenger demand. We get New York to Asia. That's whatever. Warsaw to North America. Just kidding. That's you. Nairobi to Europe. That's gonna cost me $5. Thanks, game. Shanghai to Oceania. And Sydney to Africa. Okay. Nairobi super crowded, so that's gonna cost me $5. So I'm only gonna get 40 this turn. This resets, and this moves to turn 8. Now we're only doing low passenger demand for the rest of the game, so I'm hopeful that we'll get a bit of synergy that can help us out here. Alright, first things first, I gotta get these guys to Europe. I think that means buying... Or does it mean 2 charter flights? I think it means 2 charter flights. I think that's just easier. To do 2 charter flights to, say, Cairo and then Cairo to London. So let's go ahead and get Cairo to London set up. So we're doing Cairo to London. Which means I need a 2-star airplane. I don't need to be a fancy one. So we will take the fueled 2-star. And we need European passenger. Boom. Alright, so it's going to take care of 2 of our people, provided we spend the $4 for the charter flights. Which we can definitely do. That's not a big issue for me. So that's going to get 2 people off the board. Then we've got to do Tokyo to Sydney. And that's going to be another... That's going to be all 4 of my flights. That's going to run me a total of $16. That's fine. I can live with that. So we're going to do Tokyo to Sydney. So we're going to do Tokyo, and we're going to use the 2-star electric for that. And VR needs the Oceania passenger. And I need Sydney. Where did Australia go? There it is. Okay. You can go away right now. And then we probably just want to do a couple of little dinks. Real easy flights. If we can manage them. So I think we then do Rio to... I think we do Rio to Tokyo. So we're going to do Rio. Passenger that wants to go to Asia. Where are you, my friend? I know you exist. We're going to take our dinky 1-star electric plane for this. That gets him removed. And we could do Buenos Aires to Africa. No, I've only got the 1 African passenger. Oh, it's not being used. Perfect. We'll do Buenos Aires. And which airplane is not being used? It should be the giant one, right? Yeah. It's a bit of a waste, but it gets people off the board, and that's all I care about. I guess we do Joburg instead. No, it's got to be into Nairobi. Fuck. We just buy landing rights for Nairobi. That's fine, too. That's probably more efficient than buying an airport that I might not necessarily use. Where is Nairobi? Please, Obi-Wan Nairobi, you're my only hope. Here we go. That's going to be another $5 reduce. All I'm spending this turn is $5. That's pretty good. I know I've got to spend a bunch of money on charter flights, so I'm not going to spend anything else in the marketplace phase. So, charter flights. It's going to be... Wait, what? Oh, because you're going to Tokyo, that's right. Yep, you're gonna go wee. And then, okay, so first we're gonna have 2 charter flights for $4. And that gets Shanghai over to Tokyo. And Mumbai over to Tokyo. And then you go to Sydney. You need Cairo to London. 2 passengers, so that's the other 2 flights. You know what? No, that's stupid. Why would I spend $5 for landing rights in Nairobi? When I can just combine these 2 and just spend 25 for, instead of spending a bunch more than that. So I will spend the 25 down to 11 to buy Nairobi. Fuck it. So then we go from Nairobi to London. It eliminates the charter flights, and that gives me a little bit more money next turn overall. No one in South America wants to go to Asia, do they? Oh, they do. Oh, you are. I'm already stopped with that. I keep messing that up. Here's what is presently unused. You do need fuel, though. You can't fly with no fuel. I'm pretty sure the game will let me do that. That's fine. I'm more than happy with this. So let's go ahead and do the fly phase, which is actually what we were already in. I just made a brain fart. So we're gonna do South America to Nairobi. That's Buenos Aires to Nairobi, and he goes bloop. Then we're doing Nairobi to London. That's both of you. And you go bloop. Then we do Tokyo to Sydney for the classic double bloop. And that's everything. Oh, no, sorry. Start with Rio to Tokyo, so you also come off the board, my friend. Good job. Alright. That is all of our flights done. Now we're in turn 8. We now go back to low passenger demand. Thank goodness. And it's Rio to Europe. Looks like we've got, looks like that's going to be one of our flights next turn. Moscow to North America. That seems like a good choice. And then Tokyo to South America. Whatevs. No issues with the income. I get my full 45 up to 56. And we reset you, and we move into turn 8. Turn 9, sorry. Alright, we've got to get people moving really, really quickly. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is Rio to Europe. But we could start off with Nairobi to Rio, and that gets rid of him easily. So let's start with that. So let me get Nairobi. We're doing Nairobi to South America, so I don't need a big fancy airplane for that. This will do nicely. And you're going to South America, so I need a South American passenger. And I need Rio. Which is, I just saw it here. Alright, so this takes care of the first flight. Not a very impressive one, but it's needed. Then we do Rio to London. We're only taking 2 passengers, so we will use the electric plane. I need Europe, and I need London. Okay. Then we're wanting to London to Vancouver. That's going to cost me 2 charter flights. That's fine. I'll live with that. London to Vancouver. That's only 3 fuel. Let's use this for right now. So that's London to Vancouver. So I need passenger for North America. Here we go. And then Vancouver. Alright. Is there any really easy 1-star flight that either wants Oceania to Asia, or does anywhere else want to go to Europe? No. I do have Africa to Oceania, so I could do that. Just a charter flight up to Cairo. That clears out Africa entirely. So I guess we'll try that. We'll do Cairo. I need a passport to go to Oceania, and you're going to Sydney. Okay, so this is what I have left. I have... Wait, no one's going to Tokyo? I guess not. I could do New York to Tokyo. Or Vancouver to Tokyo. All I need is an airplane. I've got lots of money. Let's go ahead and spend 40 to get the 2-star electric. And then you go to Asia, and then you can go to Tokyo. That's a nice long chain. You love to see it. And this is also perfectly legal. Oh, there's a snag. It's right here. A 3-star airplane can't go into a 2-star airport. So then we quickly just switch the plane out. God damn it, game, but fine. It's not the game's fault, it's my fault for not paying attention. Nope. Yep, actually. Then you. Then you. Then you. You're doing this. And then I need to swap the fuel, don't I? I do need to swap the fuel. No, I don't. Africa to South America is also going west. So yeah, this is actually fine. Alright. So that is, the marketplace is done. I've bought what I wanted to buy. Let's get people removed from the board. So first things first, we're doing Nairobi to Rio. So we go bloop and off the board. Then we take our first charter flight for $1. And we do Santiago to Rio. And then Rio goes to London. That's all copacetic. That is Europe totally off the board. You love to see it. Then we do London to North America. That's going to cost me 2 more charter flights for a total of 8. It's down to 7. So you both go to London, and then you both go to Canada. And then we do North America to Tokyo. Do I have $7? I have exactly $7. Because you need to go to Vancouver, and then you can go to Tokyo, and you're off the board. Last but certainly not least, we have this gentleman from... Oh, shit. I can't do this now. I forgot that it actually cost me money. And I didn't buy another airport. Damn it, I can't do this flight now. This flight's now illegal because he's not in Cairo. Oh well. Friends, I don't want to alarm you. We've only got 5 people left on the board. We're going to get 3 more, obviously, but this actually feels pretty solid. These both get removed from the game. Next, we do our new passenger demand. We're doing Bogota to Asia. We're doing Dubai to Europe. And we're doing Sydney to Africa. Which is perfect, quite frankly. I've got lots of people that want to go to Africa from Sydney. Okay, and these get removed from the game. These get moved over. This gets reset. Cool. This is the very last turn of the game, my friends. There is nothing left after this. So, question 1, can I do it? Alright, let's get the easy one. Let's do Sydney to literally anywhere in Africa. It doesn't matter. And I don't want to use a great big old airplane if I don't have to, because I want to save that for other stuff. You know what? We'll just reverse this route. I just need African passenger. And sure, Cairo. Nairobi is better served for other purposes here. And if we start with Nairobi to Sydney, that takes care of all that. Where is Nairobi? Here it is. And I'm just going to use the dinky little electric plane for that. I guess it's a slightly better electric plane. No, I'll use the fuel plane. That's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Alright. So that means he's taken care of, and these two are taken care of. Okay. With no charter flights needed so far. Then let's do... Can I do Barcelona to... I cannot, because I don't have any more African passengers. But I can pay for her, though. So let's pay $10. And you're going to get a 2-star electric plane to go to Nairobi. And you're going from Barcelona. Alright, let's take all these cars and just get them out of the way. Alright, so that is taking care of Barcelona to Africa. So we're left with Tokyo to South America. Alright, so we're going to start with Tokyo. We need somebody wanting to go to South America. Here we go. You need an aeroplane. This is fine. And Buenos Aires is fine. And then I need to go back to Asia, basically. I also need Asia to Europe. And I need Europe to Oceania. I don't think I can win this. I think the game's already over. Unless I start by putting you in Barcelona. Yes, that will take care of that. Okay. So you're accounted for, you're both accounted for, and you're accounted for. So I have the 2 in Asia that are yet to be accounted for. And they want to go to South America, which is accounted for now, and then I just had to get from South America back to Europe. I also need an airplane, but that's like literally the least of my worries. Friends, I think this does it. Okay, so I start with Europe. I send you to Barcelona on a charter flight. Barcelona's got room for 2 passengers. Cool, they both go to Africa. That takes care of you. Then I do Africa to Sydney. That takes care of both of the greens. Then I do Sydney back to Africa. I need a bigger plane for that. South America to Europe is only going to be 1 person, so I'm going to go ahead and swap these out. Okay. Okay. So then we have, so that takes care of pretty much everyone there. Charter flight from Dubai to Tokyo. So it's going to take 2 charter flights. They both fly to South America, which takes care of Johnny Purple Pants. And then we go from Buenos Aires to London. Guys, I think that's it. I think we just won the game. That's going to cost you 2 charter flights. Let's just make sure we do this one at a time. 31. Alright, beginning the chain. Charter flight from Moscow to Barcelona. Then Barcelona to Africa. And that is legal, right? Yep. He goes away. Then we do Africa to Sydney. It's 2 people, 1 star each. That's perfectly legit. Fly and gone. That's Oceania dealt with. Then we have Sydney to Cairo. And you're both removed. So far, so good. Where's my 2-star passenger, by the way? I had to buy a 2-star passenger. Oh, shit. No, this breaks everything. Because 2 people are going, right? I can't fit 2 people on a 2-star plane if it's a 1-star thing. But I have so much money. All I need is another 1-star African passenger. So I'm going to spend $2. I'm just going to delete these cards because we're at the end of the game one way or the other. Okay. Africa. No. Africa. No. Africa. No. Africa. No. Delete. Spend 2 more. Africa, no. Africa, no. Africa, no. Africa, no. 2 more. I hope there's 2 1-star Africa passengers, but there might only be 1. Africa, no. Africa, no. Africa, no. Africa, no. 1, 2. Game, please. Please let one of these last 3 cards be a 1-star Africa. No. No. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Or am I okay? Wait a minute. Because who went to Africa? It was just the red, right? Let's review. Let's rewind time a bit. Stop, please. Stop, please. Do you know what here? Let's just jump back a fair bit. Game, you're not helping right now. Just take me all the way back that I possibly can. Okay. So how many people are going from Sydney to Africa? It's 2 people. But I've got the big jet there. The issue is, how many people are going from Africa to Sydney? It's only 1. Okay. Deep breath. I am fine. This is completely acceptable. Wait, Europe to Africa is only 1 person. Oh, but that's not the issue. That's not the fucking issue. The issue is it's 2. Unless I can somehow gin up a flight from, like, Moscow to Sydney? Or Moscow to anywhere, really. Alright, so I've got this 1-star airplane I'm not using. Yes, I am. I'm using it right there. Damn it, damn it, damn it. This is not good enough to move both people. I just got to do a dinky flight from Moscow to somewhere in Asia. Or Oceania, rather. Okay. I don't think it can be done. Because there is no 1-star Africa passenger left in the deck. Like, let's just put all this together and see if there is a 1-star Africa passenger. If there is, then I win. If there isn't, then I lose. North America, Asia, and Asia. Is there anything I can do to get Moscow McGee here to Sydney? Oh my gosh. Just switch the passengers, 5-head. I don't know why I did that. That entire panic was me being supremely stupid. I apologize. Just switch the passengers, dummy. Because only 1... Or wait, does this even fix the problem? This might not fix the problem either. No, because 2 people are going from Sydney to Africa. I would need there to be 2 one-star passengers, and there are not. That's it. We're gonna get screwed by one person. Oh my gosh. Ah. Gonna get screwed by one person. Okay, but charter from Moscow to London. Is London being used right now? I don't think it is. It is, but it's the end of a route. So that's not the end of the world here. It's like charter a flight and go from Moscow to London instead. Is there another Oceania passenger? There is. But that doesn't have an airplane. And she'd want at least a 2-star plane. And I need to buy landing rights to somewhere in Oceania too. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I can win it. Because, look, I got 35 bucks, right? I can buy her for 10. That's not the issue. I then would need to buy a 2-star plane and a fuel truck. Is there any, like, really short distance 2-star flight that I'm using an electric plane for? No, usually to South America would require a fuel truck, and I don't have one. Oh my gosh, we don't have enough money. We don't have enough money. Game. We don't have it. If only there was a second 1-star Africa passenger, we would have been fine. Wait, let me put you back. Where am I getting stuck? Okay, I'm getting stuck for Oceania to Cairo. Okay, this is still not doable because I still have an airplane. I still don't have the airplane for it. Well, damn it. We're literally 1 passenger short. I have no way to get 2 people from Sydney to Africa. I probably missed like the easiest one passenger flight like 45 minutes ago. I'm almost positive. Damn, this is a brain breaky game. Fuck. Oh well. We tried. We did our best. And we just came up short. So, now that you've seen both modes of connecting flights, I think I can give you, finally, my full opinion of this game. It's really, really good, but it's not great. So, what do I think the game lacks in? So I kind of like start with a negative first. It's very subtle things, and I think part of this is because this is based on the prototype. I think the actual version that exists today might have more passenger cards in it, because I think that's the number one problem in this game. And you saw it screwed me over in the competitive game too. Is just not enough passenger cards. I think there's actually more in the finished game. If I take a quick peek at the final game manual here, there are 33 passengers. And yeah, so actually, even in the finished game, there's only 5 African passengers. I think there's maybe a little bit too many people to go to Africa for that to be enough. I feel like the balance is just slightly off there, but it's not a huge deal. But especially in the competitive mode, passengers are the most restrictive thing. I don't know what it is in cooperative though. I've come very close to winning twice, but I've failed both times. And I'm almost thinking part of the issue is you kind of need. What am I looking for? You kind of need to get some cheaper wins earlier on. And maybe sacrifice a bit of efficiency. And that probably means buying some of the 2-star passengers, just to let you make another valid flight. That's maybe a weakness of mine, and I bet another person playing this game would be able to win it. So the number one thing for competitive mode is I think passengers unduly restrict you to almost the exclusion of anything else in the game. If you don't have the right passengers, then it becomes very difficult. In the cooperative game, I don't really have any issues. I think the balance is just slightly off. Just a hair. But I don't know how you'd rebalance it without it, like, breaking everything. It seems like you never have enough money, which is good, right? Like, you constantly feel like you're being pressured. There's not some rule that says, like, all fuel trucks cost, like, $10 or something in cooperative, is there? I'm just checking. I'm 99.9% sure that's not the case. The only thing that's actually adjusted is passengers. They're all $10. Yeah. I bought too many airports. And I think that is a very common problem in this game. I bought too many airports. And that's true in the competitive game too, but definitely in the cooperative game. You have to use the charter flights when you have them. You absolutely must. Because the charter flights are your key to victory. They avoid you, they let you be more efficient, and you can use more people in more places. I think I got silly and I was buying airports when I should have been buying planes, and that's the other thing that hurt me. If I'd had a 3-star plane left, that would have been an issue. But as it is, I didn't have that. I didn't have the money for a 3-star plane and then the money for a fuel tank. So that ended up probably costing me. I tend to overbuy airports. It's a weakness of mine. So maybe I'm being unfair about the balance, right? Maybe it's just I need to learn how to play better, which is totally fine. I think it's totally fine. I do think the cooperative game is going to struggle. Because everyone gets their own cards. And let me be clear, each person puts their own flight together. You can piggyback off of other people's stuff, you can decide amongst each other how you want to use your cards. Yeah, I don't think this would. I don't think this would be a very good cooperative game with 3 players. I think the game would actually be a little bit too difficult. Because it says, yes, you have 3 players, and that's great, but you still have $45 a turn. That doesn't change. It's not $45 a player, it's $45, period. And that, I think, really creates an issue. Where the game almost becomes harder with more players. Like, yes, you do get one minor benefit, which is you get more fuel trucks. You start the game with 3 free fuel trucks, and you do get the other key advantage that everybody gets a free flight at the beginning of the game. So that's where you kind of make up the difference. But I think the fact that you only ever get $45 a turn, and you can't make more than that, is what's going to restrict you. The game is 10 rounds. That means at most you're going to get 550 coins over the course of the game. At most. And those penalties hurt. They really do hurt. But I think that's fine. This is meant to be a difficult cooperative game. I can't imagine playing the game on medium or hard at this point. Maybe if I played the game a whole bunch more, I would get better at it. And it's brain burning in exactly the right way. It's not like a game like Curious Cargo, which makes you want to go through a brick wall. Curious Cargo, I think, is too brain burning. This is right there. And because I guess you would have the 3 different starting flights, you have 3 fuel trucks. I guess it does somewhat mitigate the challenges of having fewer money to go around. But I do think if you said let's play connecting flights, I'd probably pick the cooperative mode. Which, going into this game today, I didn't think I was going to say. But I think the game does work better as cooperative. I don't know what was designed first. I don't know whether the competitive mode was designed first, or the cooperative mode was designed first. But it feels like it plays better at cooperative. It feels like the map matters. I care about the map a lot in the cooperative mode. In the competitive mode, it's almost unnecessary, because only the cards matter. You're not moving actual people. You're moving, theoretical people. I do think the sabotage cards are pretty slick in competitive mode. I think it does make it easier for the game to stay competitive later in the game. Can you do 5-player co-op competitive mode? That would be a lot of fun. But I don't think the game supports that many players. I think it only does 2 to 4 in cooperative mode. No, it is 2 to 5. This game would get tight in 2 to 5. Really, really tight. And I think that's awesome. I think this game would really sing at a higher competitive play count. But my final thoughts are, I would definitely pick up a copy of this game if you've been looking for a game that's a little bit more complex than Power Grid, but not like, say, some of the deeper Pandemic games. Pandemic is an easier cooperative game than this. We win Pandemic most of the time. We have never won this, Connecting Flights. So it's sandwiched between, say, Power Grid and Pan Am, talking about games on this channel. Actually, no, Pan Am is actually easier than this. Competitively. Now that I think about it. Because in Pan Am, it's easier to make money, and it's variable income, right? It's not fixed. And yes, competitive isn't fixed in this game either, but I think it's harder to make money in Connecting Flights than it is in Pan So the competitive game I would definitely put above this in weight is like an 18xx game for sure. Or like a war game. I mean, any war game is going to blow just about any other game out of the water. It's the nature of war games. A war game's more complex even than 18xx, like in 1846. They just are. Because war games always have a lot more rules per pound than just about any other game I can think of. But that doesn't mean that all the games don't have their place and that they're not all fine. Cooperative, I think this is a really, really chunky cooperative game in the very best possible sense. Again, it falls short of a game like an Eldritch Horror or Unfathomed or a game like that, where there's more rules because there's more player interaction. There is player interaction here because you can build off of each other's flights. That is a thing you are allowed to do in cooperative mode. So basically, player A puts out a flight, and then player B can build off of that flight if they want to. And that is completely fine. So you can switch back and forth to do their different chains and everything. But yeah, this is like the perfect middleweight game because it does sit really comfortably in that midweight range. It's not heavy. The rules aren't that complex, which is great. There's a lot going on, but once you learn what a valid flight is, you basically that part is just autopilot. Until you're not paying attention and you screw up like I did in my test game video. But so long and short of it, I would pick up Connecting Flights in a heartbeat if I didn't already own it. I'm glad I backed it on Kickstarter. And to Rafa Dawid, holy shit, have you made 2 great games in the same box. And it just in so many other games, like competitive mode is an afterthought, or cooperative mode is an afterthought. It takes a lot to get Pandemic to a competitive game. Like, it took several expansions before the Bioterrorists came out and actually made the game competitive. This, out of the box, is 2 complete game modes. And I didn't even touch the scenarios. The scenarios offer interesting rules differences. About how it changes the game here. Like, we have the volcanic eruption in Iceland. You can't buy any airports, landing rights, or charter flights in Europe, so Europe's going to build up really badly. We have low-cost airlines. This actually makes the game easier. You get a bonus if you take more people off. But it's also more difficult in some ways. Like, 5 coins, like 6 passengers off the board in one phase is pretty crazy. We have the Olympics. We have no electric fuel. We have... You can always choose to take out more money. We have the future, which is for every 10 coins you have, you lose 3. That's left. And there's a CO2 charge. So yeah, they've done a lot to make this game really smooth in both aspects. I still like it better cooperatively. I like competitive games, but I think the auction is a little tiny bit weak. Maybe? I don't know. I think it's just because I naturally prefer cooperative games to competitive games, unless I'm playing a war game. So yeah, pick up a copy. You can go to bazziquegames.com. That's BAZZITE.games, or games.com. I'll put a link in the description so you can buy a copy of it. Or at least find out how you can get one. And yeah, it's a tremendous game. Really love it. 2 weeks. We're going to be playing Terraforming Mars: Ares Expedition. Know that it's not an expansion for Terraforming Mars. It's a standalone card-only game, which also happens to feature both cooperative and competitive modes. I haven't decided which one, if I'm going to do a 2-player competitive or 1-player cooperative, but I'm going to think about it. Until next time, however, thank you very much for watching. It's always appreciated to give likes and subscriptions. Check out the game. You can get the Tabletop Simulator. I'll put it in the link below if you want to play the competitive mode. There's a separate Tabletop Simulator mod for that. You can pick up a copy of the game, play with your friends, play with your enemies. Just play the game. That's it. Until next time, this has been Ebb Guardian, though. Thank you very much for watching. And I bid you good day. That's very satisfying. Look at all that. That's incredible. 10 out of 10 flipping action there.